Thank you for joining us again. It's TVC Breakfast Saturday, and let's look at the top stories in the papers today. Starting off with Saturday Punch. The lead story reads, still on the petrol crisis, trucks stranded at depots as NNPCL Dangote tango over pricing. Market forces will create crisis, that's the organized private sector saying, giving a warning to the handlers of the state oil firm. Also, more stories. Nigerian flag designer Taiwo Akinkumi buried after 1 year wait for FG. From allies to adversaries, 400 farmers displaced as Oyo-Osun boundary dispute turns deadly. Assassin put gun in my mouth after killing Teresa. Slain Benue student's friend is speaking. Ogun State begins manhunt for kidnappers of 66-year-old nurse. And just below the masthead, Tinubu must drop petroleum minister portfolio, says Agbakoba. Verification of certificate saga Nigerian nurses in UK, US forced back home. Also, Joke Silva is saying here, people spreading death rumors about my husband, Carlos.
All right, we can't trust. The big story here is our deal with FG on the petrol price. That's label they are talking, and we can't trust this morning. And the writer says, anyone insisting on Ike is cruel. NLC playing to the gallery. That's coming from the presidency, and price remains uncertain. That's the big story there, and we can't trust this morning. We have Dangote, Wiki Wine, or Shomole that are in the news. Many controversies of Women Affairs Minister, and how renewed Boko Haram attacks killed 122 in Yobe, Borno State. All of the stories there on the front page of We Can't Trust this morning.
On First News, Tinubu's bold vows, that's the lead caption. I'm ready to take hard decisions to move Nigeria forward, says he will also replicate China's infrastructure in Nigeria. And that's the picture story that we are seeing of the president pledging good governance, vowing to replicate the Chinese success in the country. This was during his first meeting with Nigerians in Beijing before leaving for the UK. Also, other stories there read, FG didn't stop under 18-year-old candidates from writing the SSC as well as the NECO examinations. That's yet another clarification from the Ministry of Education. Nigerians are hungry. Find a way to reduce fuel price. Bishop Kuka, I should say, warns Tinubu. FG begins sale of 50 kg rice at 40,000 naira for NIN holders, NIN holders, that is. On the Paris Paralympics, Onyiyechi secures Nigeria's first gold at record-breaking lift. Bravo to Onyiyechi. On hardship, government has abandoned the poor, lacks compassion. Ahead of the Edo governorship race, appeal court sacks suit praying for Igodalo's disqualification. Davido declares self king of Nigeria during Paris encounter.
All right, now let's move on to the Nation newspaper. The big story says, Tinubu, we are taking hard decisions to elevate Nigeria. That's page 4 there of the Nation newspaper this morning. The writer here is about a quote. Nigeria is going through reforms, and we are taking very bold and unprecedented decisions. For example, you might have been hearing from home in the last few days about the fuel prices, but how can we help it? That's a big question there. On the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. And same-sex marriage controversy tears century-old Taraba church apart. Biola Adebayo, why I underwent dental surgery. Nelfund disperses student loan to 40 additional institutions. And let's quickly move on to the masthead now. EFCC recovers 53 vehicles, $180,300 from Canadian victims. Arrests 44 suspected internet fraudsters. Why we didn't stop under 18 from writing work, says Minister. And all the stories there on the front page of the Nation newspaper.
Saturday Telegraph reads, Shetima, APC's first-term governor's jittery over 2027. VP leads charge to reshuffle cabinet as issue divides presidency. President That's a quote there. President reluctant to let go of trusted aides, allies. How true is that? You can get some more details there on the Telegraph. Stop using marabouts to govern Nigeria. Bishop Kuka tells political leaders, says, I am hungry, has replaced I am APC PDP member. Tinubu commits to replicating China's infrastructure in Nigeria. And on the worrying trend of doctors' abductions in Nigeria, an expert says having medical expertise on hand to treat captives, feeling it. It's discouraging, inimical to stemming brain drain. That's from an ex-NMA president. FG backtracks, says no age limits to writing WAEC and NECO. Manu.
All right, platform times now. Ogun government admits allocating 1 billion naira to non-existent ministries in 2024 budget. Big one there. And cultism, member of Aye confraternity, sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. And Olubadon elevated 4 senior chiefs, 1 junior in Balogun line of ascendancy there. And why FG didn't stop under 18s writing WAEC NECO minister talking. And tragedy strikes in Abeokuta, a suspected Yahoo boys killed mother child in hit-and-run incident. On the masthead, FRSC to clamp down vehicles without speed limit devices. EFCC hands over 53 stolen vehicles, $180,300 US to Canadian police. Childhood education. Ogun government takes sensitization to markets, motor parks. And also 70-year-old father whips as hospital denies him access to daughter's corpse 4 months after. This is quite pathetic. And Fair Price implements remote work policy for workers, or ANESE, to Southeast governors.
Right. Quickly now, the Leadership Weekend says your relocation to Sokoto over-publicized. That's from stakeholders to minister and the CDS saying action alerted bandits to move to safer havens. Claim attacks have persisted. Nigeria needs hard decisions to develop, says the president. On the rice sale, FG makes NIN mandatory for 40,000 naira per bag. And Trump's criminal sentencing fixed for after election.
All right, Saturday Independent. The big story here is about age requirement for varsity admissions may spark cases of falsification. JAMB register, they're talking, and while policies appear hard but necessary to birth genuine reform, says Tinubu. FG begins sale of 50 kg rice at 40,000. The federal government needs to give up more clarity on this and how Nigerians can definitely get this bag of rice. And fury, outrage grows as petrol price skyrockets, crashing economy. And let's quickly move on to the masthead. IGP's 4 years appointment, not recent development. That's the first PRO they're talking. Nigerians are hungry, reduce fuel price. Kuka tells President Tinubu-led APC government. All of the stories there on the front page of Saturday Independent this morning.
Right. Finally with me is Sporting Life. And well, of course, so many stories there. Indeed, the Eyes revenge against cheaters. Ademola Lookman declared fit ahead of the Nigeria-Benin Republic match due 5 p.m. today. We've learned from our mistakes, says Captain Ekong, raw wary of Osimhen, Simon threat. And Arsenal ponder last gasp move for Umbuemo. All right, all this and more in the papers.
Right, so we have the last with me here, Blueprints Weekend, and inside Nigeria's paternity fraud, tales of agony, chartered eagles there. And 1 in 4 paternity tests turns negative, and country ranks second highest. Cause for increased DNA testing. That's coming from the expert. All of the stories there on the front page of the Blueprints Weekend this morning.
Right, so there you have it now. The table is set. Go and get necessary information in all the stories that we are seeing in the papers. Should make an interesting, informative